Nobody got tortured. You find me somebody who got tortured, bring them to me.
In 2011, we interviewed Charlie Richardson in an empty warehouse off the Old Kent Road.
Why do I ring?
Jailed for 25 years for fraud, extortion and assault.
So he's one of them people couldn't stop telling lies, and I threw a fucking knife at him.
Charlie Richardson, one of the most feared criminals in the UK and leader of the infamous torture gang. Charlie wanted to set the record straight once and for all.
Well, I think that we owe it to the family, really, to put our side of the story. If you can do it properly, we want to do it. We'd like to do it properly. You know, it's an interesting story. The truth is much better than all the mythology. Really is. I never murdered anybody, never shot anybody, because it was against my beliefs, murdering somebody. You understand? I know it sounds silly, but it's true. I don't think people have ever been frightened of me. They've always wanted to be a friend of mine. You know, we've been friends, you understand? Well, look at me, look. I got upper seamer, a bad leg. Well, two brothers, Alan, Eddie, and my sister Elaine. Alan, I lost him on the Thames, going through a tunnel. A boat got in front of us, a big boat. It caused the waves, hit the bridge and turned the boat over. We're both in the water, not we? Terrible. I explained to my mum it was killed me for years, ruined me. In prison, I used to think about him every night. You know, lovely kid, a lovely brother. Alan, yeah, loved a bit of football, and his big ambition was to buy a couple of crayons. You know, but we never, he was only 18, 19, 20, you know what I mean? My brother, he was a good fighter, he's a powerful boy, not me. He never stab anybody or shoot anybody. Never got done for anything like that, did they? Oh, my mum was a complete angel, you know, really. Brought up 5 kids for me when I was in the nick. Always on visits, my mum, wherever it was, Durham, Parkhurst, Isle of Wight, my mum was always here with the kids. Keep us all together. My dad was in the Merchant Navy, got all kinds of medals, the old man, wartime. Because we never had that, did we? Like, as a father around us, you know what I mean? Bit of a ladies' man, my dad. Well, you've got to remember all bombing was going on when I was a kid. It got so bad with the rockets that my mum evacuated us all. Went right up to Devon, Dorset, Fiddle Trenton or somewhere. And we went down there for, you know, a long time. Oh, very bad time for us. About 20 boys staying with these people. We was only a meal ticket for them. That was all. My mum would swing parcels down there. We never ever see it. Never see it, they kept it. Didn't like school, but I was quite bright, yeah. After school, I worked for a little while for a little building firm for only a little short time. Then I worked with my Uncle Jim buying sacks and bags all over England. And I thought I'd do this on my own, you understand? And I got the little warehouse and took it over. My mum come and work for me as a cashier. Didn't want to do it, but I said, you know, look, build something up with your mum, you know what I mean? And then that's what we done, you know, pick for scrap metals. By the time I come 18, I didn't want to go in the army because I was earning money, you understand? With the scrap business, and, you know, having a good time. I didn't want to be fucked about in the army, £1 a week. Did I, you know? And I thought I've got to get out of this somehow. I tried to make out I was mad and different things, you know. In the end, they give me 6 months and slung me out. Give me a discharge. What they call it, a dirty discharge. Dishonourable discharge. I was pleased with that, to get out for 4 months rather than do 2 years in the army. So, yeah, it was quite easy there, because it was all being chucked out. All being discharged out of the army, so nobody was dressed up or anything. Only one parade a week, and we'd go on that parade, you know, in a terrible mess, really. With dirty boots, you know, because everybody's been chucked out. And I wanted to go to work, back to the scrap game, didn't I? Got out of the army, you know what I mean? And started again, built it up. But they was all right, just ordinary people. There was no better and no worse than anybody else who I met there, you know? I didn't mind them. When I come out, I went there to the snooker club. And I come out of the army prison, I went down there and see them. Had a game of snooker. I mean, Ronnie, Kray, I went to see him in the Nut House, Baltimore. If anybody had anything they'd asked us, we thought we could earn £1 out of it, we would buy it crooked, you understand? A lot of the time, the crooked metal, stuff like that, I never asked too many questions about it, did you? Otherwise people wouldn't come here, they'd go somewhere else. Business is intuition really, isn't it? You get a feel for it, don't you? Why do we want a gang? Silly. What was I doing with a gang, you know? Couldn't buy scrap cheaper, could I? Or the shops or anything, you know what I mean? For having a gang, you know what I mean? Well, Duval, a very bad man, a con man all his life, ripping people off.
Duval opened Charlie's eyes to the possibility of more ambitious enterprises like the long-firm frauds.
Oh, you opened the warehouse, you opened your bank accounts, didn't you? Got your accountants in place. Because you have to build confidence up in the company. You give them an order, you pay cash for it or pay it up quick, then you give them another order and another order, and it goes on. In the end, you just close up shop. Disappear, company disappears, or you think of a way of doing it nicely, a robbery or a fire. It wasn't my business really. You know, there were too many lies in it and no good people, bad people. Who you wouldn't trust, like if you could stand by you understand? And anything, like you have a bit of trust in people you're working with, haven't you?
Con man Jack the Rat Duval would eventually lead to Charlie's downfall.
Well, Jack Duval, I met him for a very brief period of time. I had offices in Cannon Street and I wanted to get the business moving. He knew different people in Milan and Germany, places like that, you understand? We could pick the phone up, we could get the business moving quickly. In fact, at that office, I even give my probation officer a fucking job there. What happened, I bought 1,000 sets of cutlery, like in a box, and I forget how many bits in there. And I was saying, asking me a question, and he would tell me fucking lies. He's one of them people who couldn't stop telling lies, and I threw a fucking knife at him. Or a fork, whatever. No, man, just to shut him up and say, now tell me the fucking truth. Well, what happened was somebody came to me and they had big slag heaps up in Wales, which had, say, 10% coal in. And I was going to get involved in that. I bought the land where the slag heaps was on to it, and it got me into mining. These people was in one of them, little Aubrey, knew the South African people, and he told me about it. I said, get some paperwork. I went to a lawyer with it in Victoria, showed it to him. I said, it's genuine. Like the lease is what I had, you understand? And he said, he confirmed that he was right. I thought I'll go out there. And me and the girl I was with got on a plane and flew out there, met the people. And like what we see out there, you understand, and got enthusiastic about it and put some money in and got it moving. I had 5,000 square miles out there on the Diamond Coast and things like that. I could show you, blow your mind what I had. Everybody nice out there, like the natives showed them what I wanted and they found it for me, you know what I mean? So I'm looking for this and they told me where it was or found it and treated them, treated them right. Because South Africa was very hard, it wasn't in them days. But I was talking to people like Ram Mines and other big companies, mining companies. He was quite happy to sit on board meetings with me, with my accent. I didn't know, I never had any form in them days. And talking it through what I had, you understand? Very exciting. But I had fucking diamonds, everything. It's bollocks, it's all mythology, by newspapers. Never tortured anybody. I never done it anyway. I never said I done it. It said that I told other people to do it. No need for it. Want to get my money back, that's all.
Suspicious that Jack Duval was defrauding him, the Richardsons seized Duval's associate, Lucien Harris.
Nobody got tortured. You find me somebody who got tortured, bring them to me. The only one, Lucian Harris, that I stabbed him through the foot. And Harris has given me a statement since then, retracting it all, telling exactly what the police made him do. He feels bad about it.
Lucian Harris also accused Richardson and his henchmen of administering electric shocks and burning.
Harris had a VAT fraud over him. They said, you don't do this, we're going to get you 5 years for that, what do you want to do? So they was willing to do anything they was told to do. This is how it works, life. Life's like that. It's still happening now. Well, pretty grim, wasn't it, for all of us, really? I mean, the judge in my case, Frank insulted him at Victoria Station, kicked him up the arse, chased him down a platform, smacked him on the head. He's a judge, top judge. They created a myth, didn't they? Created it. It's all creation. That when we got in, the police let all the reporters in first, before they let the barristers in, or the lawyers, to, you know, to get them to fucking do it all properly, build it up for them. You give Frank 10 years, my brother 10 years, and me 25, 15 years more. Do you think it was over Frank attacking him? But he couldn't give it to Frank, so he gave it to me, didn't he? Well, I said, thanks very much indeed. Well, what else could I say? Nothing, could you? Give me 25 years, I said, thanks very much indeed. He knew like what he was fucking doing, you know what I mean? Crooked, they're all crooked. I was on a 24-hour watch, light on in the cell, for about 13, 14 years. Trying to call special watch. In a fucking suit with yellow stripes on it. They're fighting at me. Watching me, said he'd tear your throat out. With all the mythology in the newspapers, you know what I mean? I was strong-minded, that's all. But, you know, I had a big family. I didn't want to let my family down, my kids. I write to my kids all the time. Try and make it right with them if I could. My mum, you know what I mean? Keep my mum strong. To bring up on a visit every 3 or 4 weeks to the kids. She bought an old transit, put them all in a transit, driving right up to Durham. Long way, Durham. I never realised how long it was. Only when I come out, I went out there to see somebody. Fucking long way, Durham. And when I was in jail, I got an open university degree, got O levels, A levels. So I'm not a dummy. Well, I am, but bitterness, it can only hurt me, can't it? That's the trouble with bitterness. Oh, wonderful, wasn't it? But, you know, you wait till it happens, don't you? What happened? They didn't want to let me out. They put me in open prison. I fucked off from there for about 6 months. Went to Paris and everywhere. I was, you know, and enjoyed myself. Went to Spain. I had to do it because you can only do so much, Bird, to crack your brain in. It's what they were trying to do to me. I tried a few crooked things when I first came out. I had to get myself moving a bit. But I soon realised I've got to drop it out and do it properly. Because I had the brain to do it properly. You know what I mean? Oh, well, we met when we came out. I wanted to get involved in Africa. She was a good secretary working for a company. And she was nice, had a nice pair of legs with a brain on her. And we got it together. She likes travelling, and I took her to Africa with me. She was very good. Once I explained to her what we were trying to do, she picked it up quickly. Yeah, we're happy. Yeah, she's a bit of a mucker, but so am I. No, we're all right. We enjoy ourselves. My kids love her. She's very firm favourite with all my children, which is good for me, you understand? Well, I'll never tell anybody who we are if we can help it. We never play on it, you understand? We've never used it, really. You know, people like me for what I am. I'd do it differently, because I would. I'd be loyal to my family, my kids, and forget about anybody else. I just want to go on and do what we got of our life, enjoy it.
Charlie died of blood poisoning on the 19th of September 2012. He was 78 years old.
Nobody got hurt. See what I mean? Nobody got shot, did they? Or stabbed or anything like that.
In 2011, we interviewed Charlie Richardson.
And just reposition.
He wanted to tell us his side of the story.
What do I torture him for? And an expert said he wouldn't hurt you anyway. He said, it's only like a little tingle at a fairground.
This was Charlie's final interview. He died 10 months later. The Richardsons, a notorious criminal organisation operating in 1960s London, run by brothers Charlie and Eddie Richardson, otherwise known as the Torture Gang.
We didn't go to school very much because of the air raids and things like that happened to us, you know. There was a lot of bobbing going on. We used to jump on backs of lorries or the big brewery horse and carts. My mum had a couple of shops and my grandmother in Wyndham Road. And we just got by somehow. We never got killed. All my family was in the war, you know, pilots and God knows what. And all come through it, really. Oh, my mum was an absolute angel, really. How she ever got involved with my dad, we never know. My mother's parents sent her down to Brighton to stay out of the way. But the old man got her back again and they got married, had 3 or 4 kids. But a villain, my dad, done a couple of bits of bird. He was an hero, my dad, in the Merchant Navy. He was the second engineer. There was only one above him, was the captain on a boat. All the submarines coming in, German subs blowing them up, you know what I mean? Done well, the old man, you know. Oh, when I was a kid, big old boat in a way, he said to me, you know, put it here and it could come out of the Thames and you'll pick it up the other end. I lost the boat, yeah. Kidded to me, you know. He said, that's the lesson. He said, don't even trust your own father. Oh, as a kid, you're a bit upset, but, you know, the old man had a way with him. You thought you'd get another one, you know what I mean? My brother, yeah. So I brought him up as a kid. My dad left us when I was about 14. He was about 11 or 12. He's been with me all the time. He was an apprentice draftsman at one time, but left that to come and work for us. And worked for me, you know, he's not a bad boy, and you know, I loved him, you understand, my brother, and it went on from there, really. Well, I was about, I don't know, I was 15, 16, working with my Uncle Jim. Yeah, I worked with him for a little while. He used to buy sacks and bags. I'd go with him all over the country, Cheltenham, all around Oxford, buy sacks and bags, because farmers had lots of sacks. We'd buy them, and the Berlin airlift was on a little while afterwards, and they was going mad for sacks for the Berlin airlift. Bags was worth money, say 7 and 6 each. If it had a little tiny hole in it, we'd fly it out, and it'd still be all right. Got fed up driving all around England. I said, I'm not going to do it, Jim. I'm going to get a yard, and we're going to do it like that. My mum had it in the square, so we used that first. Down the corner in Salthouse Street, I bought a lot of stuff of John Major's father. I thought he was a major. I never realised it's the Prime Minister's father. Yeah, because I wanted the premises, because I bought 2 million Christmas cards. And I wanted to sort him out in there to have his premises. So I bought him out and took his premises over. John Major's father. And these cards, 2 million cards, I had a nice box made, 24 in a box, and about 8 women sorting them all out. I had a nice few quid out of it. And we just went on from there. You know, we had 5 great big yards at one time all around London. It didn't want a lot of buying power, did it? You know what the price of a bit of lead was, what you could sell it for, you understand? You know, there was a matter of just getting as much as you could buy, wasn't it? Off all the dealers, totters, dolls and carts, people with lorries and vans pull up, put on a weighbridge. No, I had 6 shops. One at Lancey Road, one next to the police station at Campbell Green, one in Wyndham Road and different places. Gordon Grove, Brixton, And other places, I just can't think of it at the moment. Should have wrote it down. So I told you the turnover, didn't I, with the accountants and all that, you know, like a big turnover, like in them days for scrap, you know. Could have floated the company off, really, but it wasn't our way, you understand? You get to that as you get a bit older, a bit more sensible, don't you realise what you should have done. Oh, it's all shit, all that, isn't it? My gang, I had 5 kids indoors. Oh, no, good, I wouldn't do that, breaking someone's home. Terrible thing, I think. I think it's worse than GBH, isn't it? And it really, you look at it, you know, somebody comes all the places, turn upside down, you know. People ain't got a lot of money, have they, today? I was getting a lot of money at the time before they put me in the army with the scrapyards. So I didn't want to be in it, did I? I'd make out I was man to try and get out. The only way I could get out of it. When I first went in the army, you had to sign Official Secrets Act. I said, I'm not going to sign that. He said, why not? I said, if I see any secrets, I'll give them to the enemy. But I was in the army with me. I was in the Shepton Manor. I got 6 months chucked out, and I was doing 18 months to dishonourable discharge. They was friendly with me, do anything for me. Really. Mining is an extension of scrap business, but you're going to the source. I bought a lot of slag heaps in Wales, we had about 10% coal in. And it went on from there. I met people down there who had these rights in South Africa. I said, well, let me have them. They give them all to me. I took them to a lawyer in Victoria, and he said they were all offensive. So I said, well, get out there. So we went out there. Flew out there, met everybody out there, and it went on from there, really. Quite exciting for us all. I never done it, I've got somebody else to do it. Well, because it was in South Africa, wasn't it? I got involved with a girl out there who worked for Boss. Her uncle was a General Vandenberg who run Boss. And it went on there. She was married to a guy called Gordon Winter one time, another spy. I didn't want to get involved, but I just wanted to get on what I was doing, and mining, you understand? But I had to get that out of my way so I could get into that properly. You understand? You know, they could have made me persona non grata, couldn't they? You know, and already put about 150, 200 grand into it. I come back on an aeroplane, I see a board up, a newspaper board about a shooting, and I had a sixth sense it might be them. When I got home, I found out it was him. He was in hospital, he'd been shot in the arse. And it went on from there, really. I had to try and help him out, you understand? I found about and straighten people out. Got hold of the witnesses. I paid 2 of them to go to Spain out of the way. Pulled them charm bracelets, birds up there and that to say what I wanted them to say. And they got a retrial the first time, and I thought if I can bring it out about the embracery, they'll drop the retrial out, and then I can go and do what I want to do. You understand? I got nicked, didn't I? Now I've got nicked over trying to help my brother and Frank. Well, because it gave it a bit of flavour, didn't it? Because nobody got hurt. See what I mean? Nobody got shot, did they? Or stabbed or anything like that. They had to make it a bit of torture. About electric box. We never had an electric box. They never found one in my premises or anyone else's. They went and bought one. Bought it in court and said it was like that. And an expert said he said, it wouldn't hurt you anyway. He said, it's only like a little tingle at a fairground. 1943, when Frank attacked the judge the judge's father on Wandsworth Common. They tried to kill Frank. And Frank waited for him and knew he took the dog for a walk on the common and got hold of him hanging up a tree. I mean, if there was more people like Frank, they would have changed the system, wouldn't they? They got to do things like that, Frank. Really, tried to kill him, put him in a mattress. The father did. Read Frank's book, tell you all about it. Unbelievable. I was sick when I was fucking my kids and that in my life, didn't I? Broke my family up and other things. Upset. When they give me 25 years, I said, thanks very much indeed. Well, I thought I've got to do it, didn't I? I couldn't let it see they got you down. These bastards, aren't they? And then what happened was the police run the West End. That was their money, the West End, running the clubs, prostitution, pornography. They was doing it all. Every time I came up to my cell, I'd come out with a smile on my face. It opened you up in the morning. I cracked them up in the end, the screws and all that. So they want you to be down, don't they? You know what I mean? Get the hanky out or something, instead of that, I was to smile all the time. And I learned to do it in the end, you know, to be strong. I studied O-levels, A-levels, Open University, which was good for me, so I'm not the academic type. But I had done it because I had to write letters all the time to my kids and everybody. I wanted to get the letters right, didn't I? Grammar, you know. Yeah, my mum, every visit, my mum was there with my kids, bringing them up on visits. Got up to Durham, they sent me as far as they could send me. Durham, a long way, Durham. My mum had a little car, get them all in and drive up there. Oh, she's everything, isn't she? Bit of a moaner, but, you know, other than that, she's not bad. Oh, we have fun. We've been all around the world. The only place we ain't been to is Brazil. South America. Been all through Australia, all through America, all through Europe. Got a big coal site up in Wales somewhere. We're waiting for that to start. I had a parking ticket. She won't let me get one. No need to. I'm intelligent, you understand? You know, we can get money anyway. You understand? Straight. Well, because I'd love to see my kids growing up, wouldn't I? You know, instead of they got married when I was in prison, a lot of them. You know, and been messed up a little bit, but they're all right now. I mean, my kids are wonderful, Ronnie would tell you. Aren't they? What are the kids like? I love Ronnie, all of them. 18 years I've done. If I'd have done 2 fucking murders, I would have done no longer.
We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Charlie Richardson and his reign of terror in South London. For more true crime content on serial killers and gangsters such as this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Until the next time,